Hey everyone, and welcome. So, are you ready for a coding quest? Because today we're going to build an amazing video game called Catch the Falling Stars, and we're doing it all from scratch.
Yep, our mission is to create a seriously fun arcade game right from our computers. This is the perfect adventure if you're just starting out with coding, so let's dive right in.
The goal here is simple, but trust me, it's super fun. We are going to design a game where you get to control a basket, catch as many falling stars as you can, and see how high you can get that score.
Okay, so every great adventure needs a setting, right? So our very first step is to build the world our game lives in. We'll start with the background and our main characters. Now, before we add anything, let's talk about a key term you're going to hear a lot: sprite. In game design, a sprite is basically any character or object in your game. Think of them like actors on a stage, and you're the director, giving each one a script, which is just their code to follow. All right, let's get our game world set up. It's super easy. First, we'll pick a cool night sky backdrop. Then we'll add our two main sprites, the star that's going to be falling, and the basket that you, the player, will get to control.
Okay, our stage is set and our actors are in place. Now for the really fun part. It's time to bring this whole thing to life. We're going to write the code that actually makes our stars fall from the sky.
So these four simple blocks, they are the heart of our game's action. We kick things off when the green flag is clicked. Then a forever loop makes sure the action just keeps on going. Inside that loop, we tell the star to pop up at a random spot at the top, and then we make it fall. And how do we do that? We just keep changing its vertical position, that's the Y position, down and down and down.
And here's a crucial little detail for you. By setting that starting Y position to 180, we're making sure every single star begins its journey from the very top of the screen. This is super important because it gives the player a fair chance to actually see it coming.
You know, a single falling star isn't much of a challenge, is it? We need more. To do that, we're going to create clones. Inside our loop, the original star will create a copy of itself every couple of seconds. And to keep our game from getting bogged down, we'll also add a little code to make sure those clones get deleted once they fall off the bottom of the screen. We've got a sky full of falling stars. Awesome! Now we need to give the player a way to actually catch them. So let's get to the next part of our quest, coding the controls for our basket. Giving the player control is actually surprisingly easy. We just use another forever loop. We tell the basket sprite to always match the horizontal position of the mouse. That's the X position. And at the same time, we'll lock its vertical Y position, which keeps it glued right to the bottom of the screen. So we have falling stars, and we have a basket we can control. What's missing? The rules. It is absolutely time to add a scoring system and lives to turn this into a real challenge. Now, to keep track of things like points and lives, we need a special tool called a variable. Don't let the word scare you. Just think of a variable as a little digital scoreboard, or maybe a box that holds a number. That number can go up or down as the game goes on, which is perfect for tracking our score and how many lives we have left. Every great arcade game has stakes, right? To make things interesting, the player is going to start with 3 lives. We'll use a variable we can call lives to keep track of this, and we'll set its starting value to 3 right at the beginning. Okay, so this is where the game logic really comes together. It's like two sides of the same coin. On one side, if the basket touches a star, bam, the score goes up by 10. On the other side, if a star hits the bottom of the screen because you missed it, well, you lose a life. It's all based on simple if this happens, then do that conditions that make our game work. And just like that, we did it. We've built a completely functional game. But hey, before we start playing, let's do a quick recap of the powerful coding concepts that you just mastered. Let's go over your new coder's superpowers. You used forever loops to create non-stop action. You used cloning to make that awesome star army. You used sensing blocks to know when you caught a star, and you used variables to keep score. These are the fundamental building blocks you can use to create almost any game you can dream up. And with that, mission accomplished. You have successfully designed and coded your very own video game from the ground up. Your Catch the Stars adventure is officially ready to play. You know, you didn't just follow a tutorial today. You actually learned how to think like a game developer. You took simple blocks of code and turned them into a dynamic, interactive experience. You've totally conquered this quest. So the only question left is, what are you going to create next?